You must like this video because it's 41 degrees out there and I'm in the scorching heat just to make this video for you. So we created a couple of videos like AWS and GCP videos where we talked about how to create a site-to-site VPN inside your AWS and GCP. So your resources on AWS and GCP are protected, are well protected, and your office network or home network, if you use that to communicate with your GCP, mostly office networks, they are secure and safe, right? So they build a secure tunnel, between your AWS GCP networks and between your office network, and everything works out fine, right? In this video, however, we are going to cover the third cloud, which is Microsoft Azure. So what we're going to do is that we are going to establish a tunnel between our office network and Microsoft Azure, and both of them are going to behave like as if they are on a same network. So the concept of one thing that I want to clarify about private VPN tunnel, it's that it's not like that you do not access your resources through the internet. Essentially, this private tunnel is riding over the public internet. So you are going through the public internet, but your traffic is traveling through this tunnel from where nobody outside could access that traffic. And if you are familiar with networking, you know that internet is not that much of a private place. And we're going to do all of that through OpenVPN Access Server. I'll put the link in the description to their official listing on Microsoft Azure Marketplace, from where you could essentially subscribe to the number of connections you want. And what's going to happen is that OpenVPN Access Server, we're going to install it on a VM on Azure, and then we're going to have a local gateway machine, and we're going to configure it to route traffic between our network and Microsoft Azure virtual machine. That will be made on the virtual network inside Microsoft Azure. So the tunnel is established. It's two-way. The gateway, Linux gateway machine that we're gonna, configure is gonna send the traffic through the tunnel to Microsoft Azure, and then Microsoft Azure learns how to send that traffic back to the gateway machine, and then gateway machine send it to the network, whatever device on the network has sent that traffic. So we are going to configure both sides, the local gateway machine side and the Microsoft Azure side. So first off, you're going to go to Microsoft Azure dashboard, and there on the left side you'll see resource group. Click on that and then create a resource group. The reason we are creating this resource group, because we want to keep all those resources for OpenVPN Access Server and everything. We want to keep that under one resource group. So in future, if we want to delete the entire project, we just delete one resource group and it happens. So in GCP, essentially we had a complete project, but here we can create resource group, and under that resource group we create all sorts of resources. So when the first step is done, after creating the resource group, we want to create a virtual network on Microsoft Azure. So because on this virtual network, the OpenVPN Access Server is going to reside. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go to virtual networks on the dashboard on the left side, and then we're going to create it. We're going to name it something like OpenVPN S2S and VNet, and then make sure that the region is exactly the same as the region for the resource group. This is absolutely important, and all the steps that we're going to do in this video, you want to make sure that the region for all those steps is essentially the same, because if you create a VM and it does not have the same region as your resource group and virtual network, these things are going to be absolutely hard, in fact impossible to configure, because your resource group will not show up there. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to deploy the OpenVPN Access Server. For that, link in the description, and then go to the Microsoft Azure Marketplace, from where you can subscribe to OpenVPN, and then from where you can directly deploy the OpenVPN Access Server. So select the number of connections you need, and then click on subscribe, and it will take you on a page where you are going to deploy OpenVPN Access Server on a Microsoft Azure virtual machine. So here, fill up this form, name it the machine, and then from the authentication tab, select password. And then from the networking tab, I want you to select your virtual network and then your subnet, and then of course select a public IP, and then of course the virtual machine. Azure VM is going to deploy or create your networking security group rules automatically. So now go ahead and grab your public IP address. And once you grab it, then what you're going to do is you're going to put it in your terminal. Go to your terminal, SSH space OpenVPN, and then @ and then of course the public IP address, hit enter. And on a few prompts, hit yes, or just hit enter and enter your license key. Let it generate your random password. And yes, your access server is live now. So next step is to enable your IP forwarding. So for that matter, go to your virtual machine, go to network settings, then go to network interface, then go to IP configuration, and then check the option that says IP forwarding. All right. So that's your step number 4. In your step number 5, I believe what we're going to do, yes, we're going to verify the network security group rules. So you go there, you check the Microsoft Azure Marketplace image, the OpenVPN Access Server image. It's going to auto create all these network security group rules for you. So you can verify them. And if any rule is missing, you can just simply add that rule manually. So in step 6, we are going to access the admin server UI, and you do that. You write in your browser bar, you write your public IP address, then :943/admin, and then your browser will throw a warning. Click on advanced, then proceed to public IP. The reason this warning, it shows up because OpenVPN Access Server uses a self-signed certificate. You can always switch that later to a TLS or something. Anyway, so you could just enter your username and the random password that was generated, and then bingo, you're in. So click on agree, and then you want to go ahead and click on the access rules, and then you go to global access rules, and then there you select the route option instead of NAT, and here you put in these 2 subnets, and then click on save. Just do not restart your server. Go to the interclient communication tab, and there you want to select allow user-to-user connection, and then save it, and then move forward, restart your access server, and we are done with this step. So in step 7, you are going to download your connection profile, and for that matter, you go to your users tab, and here for local Linux gateway machine, I'd recommend you create a separate user, but for now, just click on the user that you see, OpenVPN, go to the connection profiles, click on download, and save it to your directory like downloads. Save that connection profile, and this is our step number 7. So now in step 8, we are going to set up our local Linux gateway. So for that, first of all, you write IPA command in your terminal, note down your network interface and your IP address, and then you go ahead, update your repository, sudo apt update, then write this command, sudo apt install OpenVPN server, and then you can navigate to your downloads directory like cd downloads, ls there, you could see the openvpn.ovpn file there, and then you need to basically write this command that you see on your screen and then hit enter. And now look for this line, initialization sequence completed, but before that you need to enter your username and password. And once you see this line, that means your tunnel has been established. Okay, initialization sequence completed. Now go to your terminal and run this command IPA, and now you will be able to see TUN0 interface there. That means our VPN is live now. Anyway, I have to re-record this video because the audio of the major part of that video that I recorded earlier was not available, so I have to do this in parts. So here I'm in my apartment, and here you could see that the beautiful view of the hills. So anyway, we're going to move to part number 9, in which we are going to enable IP forwarding on our Linux machine, all right, and set up some forwarding rules. So just like we did that in Azure VM, we are going to do that on our local Linux gateway machine as well. So for that matter, you need to write this command that you see on your screen, and then you need to cat this file, and if you get 1, that means that IP forwarding has been enabled. However, there is just one thing that it's not permanent. So in order to do that, you have to go to assistctl.conf file, and that you could see on your screen right now, and uncomment this line. And then of course, save it by pressing Ctrl+O, hit enter, Ctrl+X, you will exit. And then apply these changes by writing this command sudo sysctl and then -p flag, all right? So now all the changes will be applied. Now let's talk about forwarding rule. That would be step number 10, all right? So firewall rules, you could say forwarding rules. We're going to use NAT here on our local Linux gateway machine, but if you're using a router, always use route method instead of NAT. So anyway, so the commands that you see on your screen, that's what you're going to run in your terminal on your local Linux gateway machine. And you could replace all those IP addresses or network interfaces with your network interfaces and IP addresses. All right. So run these commands, and then after you're done with these commands, then write this command net filter persistent to save those changes permanently. That is important. And by the way, we set up these forwarding rules and NAT rules so that our Linux gateway machine knows that how to handle the traffic that we are sending from Office to Azure through the VPN tunnel. Now let's move on to step number 11, where we're going to create a routing table, and in that table, we're going to create two routes. So Microsoft Azure is smart, but we need to tell it that the traffic that is coming from the destination, the Office network, it has to go through the OpenVPN VM. So for that, we create a routing table, and inside that routing table, we create two routes. One route, we call it route to local LAN, and then we associate with the OpenVPN site-to-site subnet. And then the other route we create, that will be local LAN to VPN tunnel subnet. All right, so we associate that as well. And then this is our step 11, which is done. All right, so now let's move on to step number 12, where we're going to ensure that the traffic flows perfectly through this VPN tunnel. So for that, we'll create a test virtual machine on Azure. We'll connect it to the resource group and to the virtual network and to the subnet in the networking tab. And then of course, when we are creating it in the basic tab, we'll select the image as Ubuntu server 24.04. Authentication type we'll select as password. And in the networking, we'll select the virtual network of OpenVPN site-to-site that we created earlier. Make sure that the region for this virtual machine is exactly the same as your virtual network and as that of the resource group. So these two things are very important. All right, keep that in mind. So if you do not have the same region of this virtual machine, the resource group and the virtual network, they're not going to show up in the dropdown. All right. So select these two and then go ahead and click on create. This virtual machine will be created. And before that, you need to make sure that the public IP has been selected as none. So we do not have to have any public IP on this machine. And that's how we're going to prove that our tunnel is working. So you create this virtual machine and then you go forward, note down the private IP address that you see. You can see there is no public IP there. And that is because we selected public IP as none. So this machine has no access to the public internet. So we take this private IP address and we move to our next step, which is step number 13, where we're going to test the site-to-site VPN. So for that, go to your terminal. And of course, my private IP address is 10.30.1.6. So what I do is that I go to my terminal and I type in this command that you see on your screen. Ping and then -c and then 5 and then the private IP address. So I hit enter and you can see that all 5 packets have been sent. They have been received and there is like 0 packet loss. These packets, this traffic that you see there, it has been sent through the VPN tunnel because the virtual machine, it does not have any public IP. That means that there is no access to public internet. So the private IP, that shows that the traffic has been flown through the VPN tunnel. All right, so this is how you create a site-to-site VPN. And we have a few of the production notes. So first of all, create a dedicated VPN user when you are working with your gateway and when you are downloading that .ovpn profile, connection profile. The second thing that you need to do is that you need to lock down SSH and admin UI access to trusted IPs only, to not, leave it to the public like we did because we were just testing. Anyway, the third thing is that you need to reserve a static IP address. And that is because if your virtual machine on Azure gets restarted, you're going to have a new IP address. And that's going to be a mess because it is going to change your admin URL each time it restarts or reboots, right? You don't want that to happen. And then you need to use a dedicated gateway device because we were using Linux, local Linux machine. It was a desktop machine. It's not recommended. Either use a server or use a router, dedicated router. So next thing is that you need to configure the systemd services for your OpenVPN Access Server so that whenever your machine reboots, if you're using a Linux server or something, it starts automatically, right? And of course, you need to monitor everything, your logs, your OpenVPN Access Server logs, Azure logs, everything, so that you could pinpoint if there is some sort of error, or that way you will be it will be easier for you to troubleshoot the problems. And then you need to make sure that your subnets of Azure Virtual Machine and your local network, they do not overlap, because if they overlap, then the routing is going to be a problem. All right, so that's our wrap. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I have creating it. All the useful links are in the description, so do check them out and like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel because a lot of good videos are coming up. So stay tuned.